Music has charms to soothe a savage breast, to soften rocks and bend a knotted oak. Hi, I'm Helen Sword. This is Helen's Word, and those lines from a poem by William Congreve remind us of the power of music to soothe and soften and bend human emotion. For today's Wordcraft Workout, we're going to pay attention to the musicality of language, the sound and the rhythm of language. For this exercise, you'll need a paragraph or two of your own writing, preferably printed out in hard copy so you can mark it up with colored pencils or highlighters. So gather up your materials, and when you're ready, let's put your writing through a workout. We're going to start by analyzing the rhythm of a piece of scholarly writing. I'll read aloud the opening paragraph of a book called Darwin's Plots. It's by the literary historian Gillian. And as I read, I'll bracket all of the shorter sentences with a pink highlighter, those with no more than 15 words, and all of the longer sentences I'll mark with a green highlighter. So here goes. Most major scientific theories rebuff common sense. They call on evidence beyond the reach of our senses and overturn the observable world. They disturb assumed relationships and shift what has been substantial into metaphor. The earth now only seems immovable. Such major theories tax, affront, and exhilarate those who first encounter them, although in 50 years or so they will be taken for granted, part of the apparently common-sense set of beliefs which instructs us that the earth revolves around the sun, whatever our eyes may suggest. The highlighting helps us see very clearly how Beer is playing with rhythm here. She gives us 4 short sentences in a row, followed by one very long sentence containing no fewer than 47 words. It's a similar effect to when a punchy staccato piece of music suddenly segues into a piece of flowing legato. Rather than being lulled to sleep, we sit up and take notice. Next, let's go back and look at how Beer uses active, vivid verbs to intensify the energy of her sentences. I'll highlight all the verbs in yellow: rebuff, call on, overturn, disturb, shift, seems, tax, affront, exhilarate, encounter, instruct, revolve, suggest. Reading those words aloud, I'm struck by how many different vowel sounds and consonants my mouth has to shape itself around. Rebuff, tax, exhilarate. Here too, Beer is really playing with the sound of her sentences, but she's also very attentive to their meaning. Notice, for example, that the subject matter here is quite abstract. She's writing about theories, evidence, the world of ideas, and yet her language is quite concrete. It's almost as though the theories themselves are capable of acting on human beings, rather than vice versa. So the rhythms and musicality of Beer's language aren't just decorative frou-frou. They're all part of a very deliberate strategy to engage us as readers in quite a sophisticated argument by speaking to our senses as well as to our intellect. Now it's your turn. Choose a paragraph of your own writing and mark your short and long sentences just as I've done here. If they're all around the same length, and particularly if you have several sentences in a row that contain more than about 30 words each, that's a sign that you might want to think of ways of varying the cadence of your writing by alternating short and long sentences. Next, read your paragraph aloud, paying particular attention to the sound of the words, the way they feel in your mouth. If your writing lacks the energy and vitality of Beer's language, see if you can jazz it up, so to speak, with at least a few fresh, unusual verbs or nouns, words that you really enjoy saying out loud and that will resonate in your reader's ear. Have fun with this exercise. You can share your before and after examples in the comment boxes down below. I hope you'll subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's free. And spread the word to all your colleagues and students and friends. Thanks for showing up to write, and I'll see you next time.